Hello friends, today in this video I'd like to teach you some important techniques and tricks to solve the numerical problems. Here in this video I, I take 26 numerical problems to solve in the chapter electrostatics, which are very important for you. And also please listen it carefully, and this video will be very long, so please don't skip. So let's start the video. Fast, here the first question is that 2 point charges, here 2 point charges each of 5 microcoulomb. The both point charges have 5 microcoulomb but opposite in sign. That means one is plus 5 microcoulomb and one is minus 5 microcoulomb. This is clear. Then they are placed at 4 centimeter apart. Calculate the electric field intensity at a point distant 4 centimeter from the midpoint on the axial line. This is the midpoint and this is the axial line and this is 4 centimeter. How can I solve this? So let's see what is the trick. The main trick here, that is, if the charge is negative in sign and equal in magnitude, that means it is a dipole. Okay, it's a dipole. One is 5 microcoulomb and one is minus 5 microcoulomb. Okay, and this is the midpoint. That means here 2L, the dipole length, that is 4 centimeter. That means 0.04 meter. We have to convert it into meter. And if 2L is equal to 0.04 meter, then L will be 0.02 meter. Okay, have you clear? Then come to the next point. What is the next point? Here the distance between the point P, here is the point P on the axial line. Okay, this is on the axial line, and the distance from the midpoint is that R is equal to 0.04 meter. Okay, 0.04 meter. We have to calculate the electric field intensity at a point at a distance 4 centimeter. Okay, we knew in axial line the electric field in axial line, okay, that is equal to, remember the formula. What is the formula? The formula is that K into 2P into here P is the dipole moment of the dipole moment, and that is equal to I square minus L square whole square. This is the electric field intensity in the axial line. So we have to calculate this from which? From this important formula. So let's see the answer. What is the answer? Here Q, magnitude of either charge Q, 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. Here given 2A, you can take this as 2L. Okay, you can take this as 2L. This will be very easier to you. Okay, this 2L, then L is equal to 0.02 meter, and R, here R is the distance between the observation point, that is P, and the midpoint of the dipole, that is O. Okay, then E axial, we have to determine the electric field intensity in the axial line, that is E axial, will be this. Putting the value here, P, the value of P, that is electric dipole moment, P is equal to Q into 2L. Okay, Q into 2L, that is equal to, putting the value, 9 into 10 to the power 9 into 2 into 5 into 10 to the power minus 6. This is charge, this is the dipole length, and this is the distance between the observation point and the midpoint of the dipole, and we get this, and this will be the answer. Have any doubt? I think You understand it, okay? Next, what is the next point? We should go to the next point. 2-point charges. Here 2-point charges given this plus 5 into 10 to the minus 19 coulomb and plus 20 into 10 to the minus 19 coulomb, separated by a distance 2 meter. Find the point on the line then which electric field intensity will be 0. We have to find the line at which the electric field intensity between them will be 0. Okay, so let's see what is the line. Okay, let's see the figure. What is the figure? Here A is the position at which Q1 is situated and B is the position at which Q2 will be situated. And let P is the point at which the electric field intensity will be 0. Here electric field intensity will be 0. Okay, and this P is x meter apart from charge Q1. This P has x meter apart. That means the distance between A and P will be x. If the distance between A and P will be x, here the total distance is 2 meter. Here the total distance is 2 meter. Given total distance is 2 meter. So the next distance, that is BP, the distance between B and P will be 2 minus x meter. 2 minus x meter. Okay, this is already given. Can you understand the figure? If the electric field at a point will be 0, if the electric field at a point will be 0, then E1 is equal to E2. We have to equate this. Okay, E1, what is E1? The electric field intensity. The electric field intensity in between charge Q1 and this, and E2 will be this. Okay, can you understand this figure? This will be very easy. The electric field between this and the electric field between this will be equal if the electric field intensity at P will be 0. Okay, so put K Q1 by x square is equal to K Q2 by 2 minus x whole square. Okay, cancelled K and K. We get Q1 by x square is equal to Q2 by 2 minus x to whole square. Okay, so let's see the answer. What is the answer? This already mentioned you. So we have to put this cancelled out, that is K, and this is also cancelled out. Okay, and what is the next process? 5 4 cancelled. Okay, 5 4 is 20. That means here the cross product will be formed, that will this and that is this. Okay, that means 4x square is equal to 2 minus x whole square. Okay, next, then root over the both side. Taking root of both side, we get 2x is equal to plus or minus 2 minus x. So there are two conditions. If 2x is equal to 2 minus x, then x is equal to 2 by 3. If 2x is equal to x minus 2, if it is negative, then x is equal to minus 2 meter. Okay, this is the solution of this. So at x is equal to minus 2, that is 2 meter left of q, 2 meter left of q, electric field due to both charges will be same direction. So this is not a possible solution, as if we take this direction is 2 meter left from the charge q1, so the electric field of both sides will be same in direction. So this is not a required answer. Hence electric field will be 0 at 2.3 meter to the right of the q, charge q. That means the distance between A and P will be 2 by 3 towards the right hand side. Okay, next, what is the next question? The next question is that the magnitude of Coulomb's force, the magnitude of Coulomb force between two charges separated by a distance r. That means there are two charges, okay, and the distance between them is r, and the force will be F Newton. If the distance between them is double, what will be the magnitude of the force? Listen it carefully. This is very important question for you. How can I solve this? Let the magnitude of the charge will be Q1 and Q2. Okay. Then F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square. This is F. If the distance between them is doubled, okay, that means R dash is equal to 2R. Okay. We get, how can I get? We get, let's see it. We get F2, that means F2 is equal to K Q1 Q2 by 2R whole square. That is equal to F2 is equal to K Q1 Q2 by 4R square. Okay. 2R square, that means 4R square. So we get F2 is equal to F by 4. Okay. So we get, from this solution we get F1 by F2 is equal to 1 by 1 by 4, that is equal to 4 by 1. So F2, oh, this is already given. Okay, can you solve this? This is not the proper, you can solve as I solve this problem. Okay, you can apply my trick. Okay, next, calculate the electric potential at a point due to a charge of 50 microcoulomb at a distance of 15 meter from it. Okay, this is very simple. Electrostatic potential, you have to determine the electrostatic potential. So from the formula, V is equal to K Q by R. Okay, here Q is 50 microcoulomb and R is 15 centimeter. Convert it into coulomb and meter, then you can get the answer. What is the answer? Let's see. This is the answer. Direct formula, you can use direct formula. Okay, and this is very easy for you. Next, a charge of 17.7 into 10 to the power minus 14 coulomb is distributed uniformly. Okay, distributed uniformly over a charge sheet of area 200 meters square. Calculate the electric field intensity at a distance 20 centimeter. We have to determine the electric field intensity. How can I determine this? Here given the charge Q, which is uniformly distributed and distributed over a charge sheet which has area 200 meters square. So you have to remember the formula. What is the formula of this question? In this situation, we have to use Gauss law. Okay, what is Gauss law? Gauss law is equal to, from Gauss law we get an relation with surface charge density and electric field. What is that? The surface charge density, that is sigma, is equal to Q by A. That means charge per area. That is surface charge density. Okay, you have to determine sigma, that is surface charge density. Then you have to determine the electric field. E is equal to sigma by epsilon 0. This is the formula. This is, if you remember all the formula of electrostatic, then there is no problem, nothing problem to you to solve the numerical problems. Okay, they will be very easier to you. You can use each and every formula in every solution. So we get the surface charge density. What is that's magnitude is, you have to calculate this. Okay, Then electric field at a distance 4 centimeter. Convert it into meter. Okay. Convert it into meter. Then you can calculate this. Here distance is not mentioned. Distance is not required. Okay. Next, a glass rod rubbed with silk. If there is a glass rod and this is rubbed with a silk cloth, this is a cloth, okay, and gain 0.1 plus 1.6 into 10 to the minus 12 coulomb. What is the charge on the silk cloth? If the glass rod is rubbed with a silk, this, remember, you have to remember this. What is the problem behind this? If you rub a silk cloth with a glass rod, then the glass rod transferred its electron to the silk cloth. Okay, that means the glass rod is positively charged and the silk cloth is negatively charged. If the glass rod transferred 1.1 plus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 12 coulomb, then the silk cloth charge will be this. That means it always, if glass rod is positive, then silk cloth is negative charge and the magnitude will be same. Okay. Find the value of electric field that would exactly balance the weight of electron. How can I solve this? We have to find the electric field. Okay. Exactly balance the weight of electron. Okay. First we have to know what is the charge of electron. Electron charge is equal. Here we have to use some tricky knowledge. Okay. We know from Newton's second law, that is F is equal to ma. Okay. And we also know F is equal to EQ from electrostatic relationship. So here F is equal to EQ. Okay. Here ma is equal to EQ. That means E is equal to ma by Q. The mass of electron, the acceleration due to gravity, here the charge Q. Okay. You can solve this as F is equal to ma, F is equal to qa. That means your ma, your acceleration due to gravity. Okay. Gravity, that value is 9.8 meter per second square. Okay. Putting all of the value, we get this answer. Next, calculate the Coulomb's force between the proton and electron separated by distance this. You have to calculate the Coulomb's force. Here the charge of that means E plus charge is equal to E minus magnitude, that is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay. And they are separated by distance, R is equal to 0.8 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter. So according Coulomb's law, we have to put direct formula. Okay. And getting this answer. As force is negative, hence it is attractive, because electron positive charge and proton negative charge, they are attracted towards each other. This is the force between, they are attractive force. This is not repulsive force. Okay. Next, what is the amount of work done in moving? We have to determine the amount of work done here. This is a new question. We have to determine the work done. Okay. In moving a 100 microcoulomb charge between 2 points 50 meters center. That means your charge Q is equal to 10 to the power minus 4 coulomb. Okay. And R is equal to 0.5 meter. Okay. We have to determine the work done on equipotential surface. Okay. What is the we know these things are not required. You have to use the tricky. If it is an equipotential surface, do you know what is equipotential surface? At equipotential surface, each and every point the electric potential are same. So the potential difference V is equal to 0. If V is equal to 0, we know the relation. V is equal to work done per charge. Okay. That means if B is equal to 0, work done W is equal to VQ, that is equal to 0 also. Okay, this is given. So this is very easier to you. You have to use your knowledge. Next, how much energy will be stored in a capacitor of 80 farad charged in a battery of 80 volt? Okay, here potential V is equal to 20 volt. Okay, and charge and capacitance C is equal to 470 10 to the power minus 6 farad. So we know E is equal to, from the relation, 1 by 2 CV square. That is electric field intensity. We have to determine this. So putting the direct formula, we get this answer. Next question. The equivalent capacitance of a combination between A and B in the given figure is 15 microfarad. Calculate the capacitance of a capacitor. The equivalent capacitance of the combination. Here these are connected in series. So the connection is series. Okay, one is 2 microfarad, one is C. If here the effective capacitance, that means C net Cs is equal to 15 microfarad. So putting the formula, we get 1 by Cs is equal to 1 by 2 microfarad plus 1 by C. Next, this is given, and 1 by 2 microfarad. Sorry, is it true? Yes, is it true? This is 2. Okay, this is 2 and this is 2 also, and the LCM will be 30. This is wrong. Okay, this is totally wrong. I'll calculate this. Is equal to 30. 30 means 2 minus 2 minus 15 minus 13 by 30. Is it wrong? Okay, the question is wrong. Okay, this is you have to take this 20 microfarad, then the answer will be correct or simple. Okay, and in this process you have to remember the formula. Whatever the question is, you have to remember the formula. If you put this process, then you can get the step mark. Okay, if what the answer will be correct or not, if you getting the right process, then you getting the mark, that is step marking. Okay, next, if earth is supposed to be a metallic sphere, we have to suppose earth is a metallic sphere. What will be its capacity? We know for a circle, capacitance C is equal to 4 pi epsilon 0 into radius, that is r. Okay, so here the radius of the earth, we have to determine the radius of the earth. What is the radius of the earth? You have to remember this. What is that is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. This is the radius of the earth. And putting the formula, here we know 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9. That's value. And here 4 pi epsilon 0 value is equal to 1 by 9 into 10 to the power 9. Putting this, we get the capacity of earth will be 700 microfarad. Okay, next question. How many electrons will have to total electric charge of 1 coulomb? Let's, Q, charge Q is equal to Ne. That means where N is the number of electrons and E is the charge of electron. Okay, if your total charge is equal to 1 coulomb, so that means N is equal to Q by E. 1 coulomb, Q is equal to 1 coulomb into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Coulomb are cancelled out and we get 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power 19. That get this. 6.25 into 10 to the 18 number of electrons are together form 1 coulomb charge. Next, 2 point charges, that point charges are plus q and 4 plus 4q, are separated by a distance of 6a. The separation distance between them is 6a. Okay, and find the point of line joining the two charges where the electric field is 0. We have to determine the point on the line joining the two charges. If we join the two charges, what is the point at which the electric field? We have already solved a problem like this. Okay, you can determine this. So I'll discuss you. Okay, here positive charge plus 4q and here positive charge. So the electrostatic force between them will be repulsed as they both are positive. That means same sign repel with each other. Positive sign, two positive sign or two negative sign repel with each other. You know this. Okay, from figure you know that is the E1 is equal to E2. We have to equate this. Okay, that is k into q by d square. If the distance between A and C, if the distance between A and C will be d, then the distance between C and B will be 6a minus d. Okay, and here E1 is equal to E2. That means k into q by d square is equal to k into q by 4q by. Okay, this is 4q. This is not 49. This is 4q. Q are cancelled here. 6a minus d whole square. Getting this? Then cross product this, we get 4d square is equal to 6a minus d whole square. So taking square root of both sides, we get 2d is equal to 2a minus d. That means d is equal to 2a. Next, a charge 12 microcoulomb is given to a hollow metallic sphere of radius 0.1 meter. Here is charge of 12 microcoulomb. The charge is 12 microcoulomb and given to a hollow metallic sphere of radius 0.1 meter. The radius is equal to 0.1 meter. Find the potential at the surface and center of the surface. We have to determine the potential at the surface and center of the, here the radius, we have to determine the potential at the surface and at the center also. We know potential formula, V is equal to kq by r. So potential, we have to first determine the potential at the surface, that is V is equal to q by r. This is the radius, q is the charge on the surface. So we getting this 108 into 10 to the 4 volt, that is the potential at the surface. We know if there is a circle, then it has equipotential. The circle has equipotential. So the sphere is also equipotential and potential inside is equal to potential at the surface. The potential at each and every beef of the circle will be same. Next, find the capacity of the earth. We have to find the capacity of the earth from relation, that is capacity of the earth we have determined also. Capacity, that is for a circle, the capacitance formula is equal to C is equal to 4 pi epsilon 0 r, where r is the radius of the circle. Okay, and here r is the radius of the earth, that is 6400 kilometer. That is 64 into 10 to the 6.4 into 10 to the 6 meter. I'm getting this answer, capacitance. Okay, next, what is the distance between two plates, each area and parallel plate capacitor having same capacitance as a spherical conductor of radius this. This will be very complicated for you, so listen it carefully. First, read the question carefully. What is the question? What is the distance between two plates? The plates each of area, that means both plates are of area 0.2 into 0.1 meter square, that means 0.02 meter square. Okay, this is parallel plate capacitor having same capacitance as a spherical conductor of a radius. We have to determine the distance between them, the parallel plate capacitor and the spherical conductor. Let's see the answer. Given area of plate, here given the area, we have already determined this 0.02 meter square. Area of the sphere, sorry, area of the plate, then radius of the sphere. For parallel plate capacitor, we know capacitance C is equal to epsilon 0 A by D. This is the formula. Capacitance C is equal to epsilon 0 A by D. Okay. So, for spherical conductor also, we know C is equal to 4 pi epsilon 0 R. Since two capacitors have same capacitance, so this may be equal. This is the relation between them. Next, here epsilon 0 cancelled. Okay. Then D is equal to, we get D is equal to A by 4 pi R. Is this? Yes, A by 4 pi R. A is given 4 pi into R. Getting this answer. You have to solve this, okay? If I will solve this, then so much time will be gone through this, okay? And the video will be so very long. You will bore, okay? Next. Three capacitors of equal capacitance. Three capacitors of equal capacitance when they are connected in series have net capacitance of C1. When they are connected in parallel, have net capacitance of C2. Find the ratio of C1 and C2. That means you are given two capacitance C1 and C2. They have equal capacitance C. Let the equal capacitance will be C and C. If they are connected in series, we know for identical capacitor Cs is equal to, for identical capacitor, let's use the trick key. That what is the trick here? For identical capacitors, Cs is equal to C by N. Here N is equal to 2, so C by 2. Cs is equal to C by 2. That means C1 is equal to C by 2. And for parallel plate capacitor, for identical conductors capacitors, that is Cp, C parallel is equal to 2C, 2n into C. So the relationship, that is the ratio between C1 and C2 will be, the ratio between C1 and C2, C1 by C2 is equal to C by 2 by 2C. C will be cancelled, 1 by 4. Is this the answer? Is this the answer? Sorry, I have given two. I am not seeing these three, so I have solved this as 2. Okay, you can solve this. C1 is equal to C by 3 and C2 is equal to 3C. So the C1 by C2 is equal to C by 3 by 3C, and that answer is 1 by 9. Is this the correct answer? Okay, 1 by 9. This is 1 by 9. This is the other process. You can solve these as I solved. Okay, this is given C1 1 by C 1 by C. This is very long. You have to use this identical formula. Okay, and this is also for parallel capacitor, C1 by C2 getting 1 by 9 for n number of identical capacitor. Is this given to us? No, this is, you can solve this as this is not, these are not required. Okay, you cannot mention this. Okay, next, find the net capacitance. Here we have to find the net capacitance. Please see carefully here. If this is positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Okay, here positive is connected towards the, sorry, this figure, this figure can be written like this. Okay, these three are in parallel connection and this is series connection, so they are connected to another. This figure will be like this. Okay, and 2 3 5 and 10, 2 3 5 and this is 10. Then you can easily solve this. This is a parallel plate capacitor. Then parallel, if they are in parallel connection, you have to add them. This is 10. 2 plus 3 plus 5, that is equal to 10. You have to use the language. Okay, I only solve this to understand you. Okay, then if 10 10, then after this we get this 10 and this is also 10. So for series connection, 10 by 2, that is 5. The answer will be 5. This is the answer will be 5. For parallel combination, this is 10, and for C1 series, that is C, the series connection, we get this. This is very simple. Next, find the net capacitance. Here C1, C2 and C3. So this is parallel connection. All three are in parallel connection. So this is this we can this. So once in the parallel combination, the net capacitance is equal to this. Next, which is a bigger coulomb, which is a coulomb or a charge on an electron? Obviously charge of an electron. How many electronic charges from the coulomb of the charge? Already we have discussed about it. That is 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 number of electron. Okay, solve this is, as coulomb of is bigger than charge an electron. How can you solve this? Charge on an electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 coulomb. Number of electronic charge Q is equal to Ne. So N is equal to Q by E. Solving this, we get the number of electron. Next, the sum of 2 point charges is this. They repel with each other with a force 1 Newton. Then kept 30 centimeter apart in free space. Calculate the value of, you are given Q1 plus Q2 is equal to 7 microcoulomb. Okay, Q1 plus Q2 is equal to 7 microcoulomb, and R is equal to 0.3 meter. Okay, F is equal to 1 Newton. Then we have to determine each of charge. Okay, next let's see the answer. Q1 Q2 is equal to this. F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square. So 1 is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square. Getting this. Okay, Q1 Q2 is equal to this. We know. How can you solve this? Sorry. How can I solve this? The question is that we get Q1 Q2 and Q1 plus Q2 are available for us, that is 7 microcoulomb, 7 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb, and Q1 Q2 we get this from the relation. So we can get Q1 minus Q2, that is Q1 plus Q2 whole square. Okay, can you understand it? Minus 4 Q1 Q2 root over. This is the formula. A minus b is equal to a plus b whole square, that is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab minus 4, that is equal to minus 2ab, and this is the relation. By putting this formula we can determine this. Minus 4. Okay, given also. So we get Q1 Q2 is equal to 10 to the power minus 11. Okay, and Q1 minus Q2 is equal to 49. This, that is equal to 9. Is it okay? Putting this as 12 and this is 40. So in 9 and 10 to the power minus 12. Q and Q2 is equal to this. So solving this equation 1. This is the as equation 1 and this is as equation 2. Solving this, Q and Q2 are cancelled with each other. 2Q is equal to 10. So Q1 is equal to 5 and other is 2. Next, a charge Q is placed at the center of the line joining the two charges. Q is placed at the center of the line joining the two charges Q. Okay, So that system of three charges will be equilibrium if Q is equal to this. Okay, what is let's see the figure. Suppose three charges are placed shown in the figure. This is Q at a position capital Q, and this is capital Q at B position, and Q is the midpoint of this. Clear the net force on charge Q is 0. Here net force is 0, so it is in equilibrium. The net force on the two charges will be 0. Okay. Total force Q at B. Total force Q at B, that is E total EAB. Sorry, force, that is F FB is equal to, sorry, F FB plus F, put as this C. Okay, F SC is equal to 0. Getting this, we get that the distance between them is, this is 2x, this is x, and this is x. We get this as solving during the, by solving this, this is we get, how can I get this? Okay, negative. Okay, this is as right side, so negative. This is cancelled. This Q and Q are cancelled, so we get Q is equal to minus 4 by Q. Next, two identical charges Q each are kept at a distance r from each other. Two identical charges Q each are kept at a distance r from each other. A third charge Q is placed at the line of the two charges such that all the three charges are in equilibrium. What is the magnitude, sign, and the position of charge Q? Let's see the figure. Here two identical charges plus Q and plus Q, and small q is placed at the middle point. As before we solved this before question, and this is x, that is x, total is 2x. Next, see, here the charge q will be equilibrium if the force exerted by charge A, C are equal to the opposite. Okay, and putting, sorry, this is r, total is r, so this is r minus x. Total is r and this is r minus x. We get k, that is f ab is equal to f bc. Okay, by solving this, this are cancelled, this is also cancelled. X is equal to r minus x is equal to r minus x, so x is equal to r by 2. This is the midpoint. Next, since charge A is repelling similar charge C, so it is equilibrium. It is attracted to the charge Q at B, that is the sign of charge will be opposite to that the Q. So force of repulsion is force of attraction. I'm getting this. Next, consider three charges. Here three charges Q1, Q2, Q3 are each equal at Q at the vertices of equilateral triangle of side L. Let the what is the force on the charge Q, that is capital Q, with the same sign as Q, placed at the center of the triangle. Okay, this is the figure. This is Q1, Q2 and Q3 are situated at position A and B, C in equilateral triangle. Okay, this is the centroid, this is the centroid, and if capital Q is present here, we have to determine the net force on charge at the centroid. Net force we have to determine that AO is equal to BO is equal to CO is equal to R. AO is equal to BO is equal to CO is equal to R. We have to take this. And F1, we have to determine F1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 capital Q small q by AO square around AO. And this it is a very simple formula, you can easily understand this, so I am not wasting the time with understanding you this. Okay, we get F1, F2 and F3. Then by principle of Superposition of the total force on charge capital Q is equal to F is equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3, as the direction is this and they are equal in magnitude, so the angle between them is 120, and A cap, B cap, C cap is equal to 0. Hence F is equal to 0 at the total force. Next, calculate the electric field strength required to just support a water drop of mass this and giving the charge this. Here the mass is given of the water drop, that is 10 to the power minus 7 kg, and charge Q is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. We have to determine the electric field strength. Here M is given and charge Q is, let E be the strength of electric field required to just support the water drop, then force water drop due to electric field is equal to weight of water drop, or QE is equal to ME. As F is equal to MA, we know F is equal to MA, that is mg here, acceleration due to gravity, and F is equal to QE also. So equating both, we get QE is equal to mg, and we get E is equal to mg by Q. Mass is given, gravitational force we know, gravitational acceleration we know, and Q is given also. So the answer is this. Thanks for watching.